Hi friends, as always I'm very excited to see you here. If you're meeting for the first time, I'm Shankar Pandey and this is the Dr. USP channel. I host videos on media, communication, research and statistics in this channel. To stay updated with the latest on this channel, I urge you to consider subscribing to the channel. The modular journalism concept has been proposed by European researchers and it goes beyond the traditional inverted pyramid storytelling and the 5W1H story structure. Let's see modular journalism explained in today's video. Modular journalism consists of modules which are story fragments which can be reused for different story formats and for different user needs. The Modular Journalism project is a collaborative project between Cluster, Deutsche Welle, Il Sole 24 Ore and Maharat News. Modular Journalism project is part of the 2021 Journalism AI Collab Challenges, which is a global initiative to explore innovative solutions to improve journalism via the use of AI technologies. Journalism AI is a project of Polis, the journalism think tank at the London School of Economics and Political Science, which is sponsored by the Google News Initiative. Modules are discrete parts of a news story that can be created independently. We start with creating these modules, which can then be combined and recombined with other modules to create a variety of storytelling formats. Modules can be used to address the needs of different types of users. Through this project, the researchers from Cluster, Deutsche Welle, Il Sole 24 Ore and Maharat News have shown that it's possible to automatically create a range of stories based on predefined templates to directly meet user needs. Modular journalism opens up ways to boost quantity apart from quality. The traditional one-to-many news article is no longer sufficient to meet the needs of diverse audiences. The method of creating modules of news as separate elements of a story that can be created independently and then used in different combinations and recombinations makes news presentation more flexible and useful. The construction of modules begins with identifying user needs. What do our readers, viewers, or listeners want to know about a particular story? This leads to the identification of 10 key questions from many such questions. These questions will help us in developing different and more effective ways of creating stories through modules. Tune A. Van Dyke had earlier postulated that a news story is a typical example of textual superstructures. In his idea of news schematas, he suggested that the body of the news report exhibits schematic organization. He identified the building blocks of such reports as well as the rules for their ordering in an overall news schema. The first module addresses the question, what happened? The second is, why is this important? Thirdly, what are the key facts? Fourthly, what do key people say? Then is, what is the data? What has got us here? Are there any people particularly or disproportionately affected? How can we fix it? What is the impact on my community? And what don't we know? These 10 questions address the user first requirement as opposed to the newsroom first approach. It is a reimagination of the traditional 5 Ws and 1 H approach. The modular approach addresses these 10 questions and focuses on the functional parts of a news story. Each question can be used to create one separate module. Now the different story types. The first story type is slightly more than the traditional breaking story. It can be described as Update Me. It is made up using 3 modules of the 10 that we have discussed so far. What happened? What are the key facts? And why is this important? Using these 3 modules, we can create this Update Me story type. The second story type is Data and Facts. It is made up of the 6 modules. It begins with what are the key facts? Then what got us here? Are any people particularly or disproportionately affected? What happened? What do key people say? And what don't we know? By addressing these 6 modules, we can create a data and facts story. The third story type can be a community impact story. It is made up of these 3 modules. What are the key facts? Why is this important? What is the impact on my community? The next story type is the solutions approach. It can be constructed using these 7 modules. What are the key facts? Why is this important? What is the data? Are any people particularly or disproportionately affected? What has got us here? What do key people say? And how can we fix it? The fifth story type is a full context story. It is constructed using these 9 modules. What happened? What are the key facts? What has got us here? Why is this important? What is the data? What is the impact on my community? Are any people particularly affected? What don't we know? And how can we fix it? Modular journalism is a way to boost the engagement of the current users and also a way of attracting those that are unreached. By focusing on user needs, we can also find out ways of capturing the attention and even trust of younger and other audiences which haven't been reached so far. The module Why is this important features in 4 of the story structures discussed. This is an important pointer to how we define news values. A news story may not be important for the user if it does not expose a systemic problem and the user sees no personal connection to it. Many of these modules become long-lasting evergreen content, as these can be reused time and again as long as the policy or event remains newsworthy. Even if there is an update after a long time, the journalist will not have to write the background material from scratch. The same module can be reused. Though the modules were all written separately, the different types of articles constructed from these modules make for very good reading. The articles are also easier to write with modules because there is no padding or linking to be done. Importantly, the modules focus only on the functional parts of the story, leaving out the dysfunctional parts. Thanks for staying along, friends. As always, it was a delight having you here. I'll be back with another video very soon. Till then, have a great time.